Hey, Stratagem here. Fair warning about this video. First of all, I know that apparently a lot of people really like this episode. I, however, do not. Very on the contrary, I have a lot of problems with this episode. And yeah, just be forewarned, I am very, very critical and pretty annoyed in this reaction. So thought I would let you know beforehand. Also, language warning, I am pretty upset and I do swear quite a bit. Also, there's a long intro explaining why I think that the very premise from a little spoiler that I heard before of the episode is not good. And I have also a very, very long outro in which I nitpick pretty much the entire storyline of the episode and its terrible messages and unfortunate implications. So yeah, if you really like the episode, you might want to think twice about watching this, just so you know. And with that said, let's go on to the actual reaction. Here we go. Hey everybody, this is Stratagem, and today we're gonna watch My Little Pony Friendship is Magic Season 9 Episode 12, The Last Crusade. The title obviously implies that this is a Cutie Mark Crusaders episode, most likely the very last one we'll ever get. And yeah, the title it isn't even a reference or homage to the Indiana Jones movies, it's just straight up the title of the last movie. Yes, the last movie, you heard me correctly. Anyway, instead of the usual speculation that I usually do at this point, I'm just gonna give you a timestamp right here. If you haven't watched the episode yet, you really should watch the episode before you watch a reaction, but I'm not your real mom, I can stop you. And also, if you don't want to hear me complain about something that is going to happen in this episode. Because I think I know something that is happening in this episode. A minor detail or a huge detail, I don't know how to call this. And I am not exactly happy about this detail. But it's a really huge thing here, so this might take a little bit. So if you want to skip this, there's the time code and yeah. Okay, with that out of the way, you might remember before the season even started I had a, video podcast-like thingy where I voiced my wishes and predictions for Season 9, but what you didn't know is that that video originally was a lot longer, about 30 minutes longer, so almost twice as long as the finished video, and in the part that I cut out, I was talking about things that I was worried and that I didn't want to see in the final season. Well, one of these things might be coming to pass. When it comes to the CMC, there is one thing that hasn't been explored yet, well, two things basically, and they both revolve around Scootaloo. One is her inability to fly, which has been pretty much confirmed by now, and the other one is her family. I have always been a fan of the idea that she's an orphan for various reasons, but it seems that we are going to meet one or both of her parents in this episode. Yeah. Back in that video that was shortened, I was talking about how I would absolutely hate the idea of them introducing parents for Scootaloo, because despite not having seen them yet, despite knowing nothing about them, I already know one thing: they are absolute garbage people, or ponies rather. Let me tell you why by referencing 3 episodes and then a few more episodes in minor detail. But let's start with Season 5 Crusaders of the Lost Mark, another Indiana Jones reference, and the episode in which the CMC got their cutie marks. A pretty momentous occasion in their lives. So who was there at the end of the episode for the quinceañera? For Apple Bloom, both of her siblings and her grandmother were there. The rest of the family either lives pretty far away or is dead, like her parents. Her parents are dead, so they were excused. Sweetie Belle, she had Rarity there. Her parents weren't there either. Objectively, I think that the writers just forgot about them, because they are not really very important characters. They only appeared in the Season 2 episodes Sisterhood Social, and yeah, I think they had 1 or 2 more background cameos. In Season 6's Christmas episode, they were in the background, but they never had a speaking role again. They don't even have names in the show, so yeah, they are not that important, and I think they just forgot them. But to give an in-universe explanation, we have seen them leave Sweetie Belle in the care of Rarity when they were going on a vacation back in Sisterhood Social, and maybe that happened here again. Remember, getting a cutie mark is not like having a birthday or graduating from school or anything like that. It is something that happens at some random point in time and you cannot plan for it. So if the parents were on the other end of Equestria on vacation, well, it sucks for them, but you can't really blame them. They couldn't know that beforehand. So I would say Sweetie Belle's parents are also excused for being absent. And for Scootaloo, she had, well, at the end of the day, a random stranger in Rainbow Dash. Yeah, they know each other, adoptive sister or pseudo-sister or whatever, but they are not blood related, and legally speaking, Rainbow Dash has no sway over Scootaloo whatsoever. And no, I am pretty sure that Rainbow Dash was not watching over Scootaloo in place of her parents, because we'll talk about that later. So yeah, pretty momentous occasion in Scootaloo's life, and her parents or whatever didn't even bother to show up. Good job, you're already making a great first impression by not being there. Next episode, Season 7, Parental Guidance, we met Rainbow Dash's parents, and we have the quote from Scootaloo where she said that no one ever told her that she could be the best at anything and blah blah blah, all that shit. And back at that point I thought that this was either confirmation for Scootaloo not having a family, being an orphan and all that, or that she comes from a neglected at best and abusive at worst household. So yeah, another great job of the parents. The only thing we know about you is that you are not very supportive of Scootaloo. 10 out of 10. Please keep going. And they do keep going. Last season, Season 8, we remember the washouts, the episode in which Scootaloo tried to kill herself, where she did something really stupid that could have gotten her killed. Where were the parents? They weren't there. Now, Rainbow Dash tried to stop Scootaloo from doing her stupid stunt, to which Scootaloo replied that she can't tell her what to do. Which is right, yeah, as I said, Rainbow Dash is, at the end of the day, some random stranger. She has no power over Scootaloo, and that's the point. So it seems like Rainbow Dash is not in a position where she has been in any way, shape or form chosen by Scootaloo's legal guardians to take care of her, and Rainbow was rightfully worried about Scoots. So yeah, she can't tell Scoots what to do. But if she knew Scootaloo's parents, she could have gotten to them and told them to, hey, maybe want to stop your daughter from doing this complete bullshit. But she didn't do that. Now, Rainbow might not be a stickler for rules or a snitch or anything like that, but I think this is a situation where she probably would have informed Scootaloo's parents, if she knew them, to put a stop to that. Let's ignore the whole legal ramifications that for a stunt like this, the washouts would need permissions from the parents. This is legal bullshit that we don't have in Equestria. I'm just going to ignore that. But yeah, also her parents didn't show up for that stunt. Just a side note. So yeah, but what I'm getting at with this is, apparently Rainbow Dash does not know Scootaloo's parents. So yeah, as I said when talking about Crusaders of the Lost Mark, no, Rainbow was not being left in charge to take care of Scootaloo by the parents, because apparently they seem not to know one another. Which also opens a whole other can of worms. Scootaloo and Rainbow Dash competed in the Sisterhood Social, where the parents were nowhere to be seen. They also went camping together, and I don't have kids, so I'm not sure how I would act as a parent, but I think that if my child was going to go camping with someone, I would prefer to at least somehow know these people, especially considering the fact that my kid is gonna sleep in the same tent as some random adult who I have never met before. Call me old-fashioned, I would at least want to know this adult beforehand. You know, make sure they are not a ex-murderer or something else. Yes, sure, this is Equestria, so things like that are unlikely, but still, this is negligent at best, and downright fucking stupid, and I don't even at worst. So really, fuck these guys, I haven't seen them and I already don't like them. Now, in their defense, I know that the reason they have never appeared for anything and have never been mentioned is because they didn't exist. They are just retconned in. Usually, retconning things doesn't have to be bad, but the show is now going on for 9 seasons, and there is just a lot of things that have happened in the past. And when you retcon things, then you just have to live with these continuity problems. And in this case, these continuity problems make Scootaloo's parents out to be, well, really shitty people, who are neglectful at the best. So really, introducing them, yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Because there is really no proper in-universe way to excuse their previous absence. Which, yeah, that is already a terrible start for these characters. And yeah, I don't know how they are going to salvage this in the episode. The only way I could see is if those aren't actually her real parents and this is an episode about how Scootaloo got adopted just last week or some nonsense like that. However, I doubt that, because there is an official book, which I know the books are only semi-canon. However, there is an official book that I know of. I haven't read it, but I know of it, and that states that Scootaloo's parents are actually alive and well. Which, yeah, thumbs up you guys. Now the book explains that they are all very busy with whatever they are doing, and that they leave Scootaloo in the care of her aunts. Which, yeah, that doesn't make it better, it just shifts the blame from the parents to the aunts. Which would open a whole other can of worms, seeing how you would have the first canon same-sex couple, and how are they portrayed? They are portrayed as terrible parents. Great job. This is probably, hopefully not what you intended, but you accidentally said it, and that is just complete and utter bullshit. And yeah, I'm sorry, I'm pretty agitated about this. Really, the mere fact that they introduce parents for Scootaloo is something that bothers me more than the fact that I got kind of spoiled on the episode, in that I know that we are going to see one or both parents of her, which, yeah. But hey, at least we're not gonna open the can of worms with the lesbian aunts. That would send an even worse signal in portraying them that crappily. But then again, this is an American cartoon, so at least that will not happen. And yeah, I am done now. This is going on way too long, holy shit. Sorry about that, but I feel like I needed to say this beforehand, otherwise I'll just go bananas during the episode. So let's gather all the other people, and with all these things said, let's hope to enjoy the episode anyway, as far as that is possible, and let's just hit play. And here we are. Oh hey, it's Skedaddle, the anime-looking horse. Oh. You did? Oh. What?
I never would have gotten it without all of you.
Did we suggest not tying?
I don't think so.
First I tried sailing, like you said. Next I tried fishing, like you said.
Yes.
Then I tried rowing, like you said. But my oar broke. So I used my fishing line to tie it back together, and I got my cutie bird! I can't wait to tell every pony!
Yeah, we noticed. You are overly excited.
Oh, how exciting! You three truly have a gift.
Have you really?
Thanks, Aunt Holiday, but I'm not sure we can take credit for
It's
this one.
Of course you can.
They are going with the ant angle.
And because you all believed in him, he succeeded.
Oh boy.
I could use that kind of help.
Well, we'll have to talk about the terrible implications again after the episode.
Good, it does me. I can't decide what theme to give this quilt. I've run out of inspiration.
How about apples, puppies, kites, or cotton candy, or ballet?
What?
A wonderful quilt.
See, leave it to you three to come up with more ideas than I've had in a year. Now that's talent.
Goodness, we better get going or we'll miss our train home. I left you plenty of healthy food for the weekend.
And I left you cookies.
The cakes will stay with you tonight. Then ready and Rainbow Dash after that. Remember, we're just a few stops from Ponyville.
That is a
She
retcon.
knows, Holiday. See you next week, Slugger.
Bye, Aunt Holiday. Bye, Auntie.
Yeah.
Your aunts are so nice. Yeah, it's really cool they want you while your parents are gone. I know. I just wish they were
Yeah.
closer. No pony bakes like Auntie Lofty.
Okay, they don't live nearby. This
They're coming home today.
this diffuses. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm not gonna pause the video, but okay. Apparently, the aunts live somewhere outside. This diffuses the situation a little bit. Still, this doesn't solve several things. Why is Scootaloo in town when the aunts are taking care of her and they live outside, and why was Skedaddle there when he's in Ponyville, and
We're going to learn about the Pegasus weather factor.
and also the school?
Once every pony is in their seats,
Yeah. Also, Scoots, you are too excited to see your parents.
Specializes in snow, rain, sunshine, and
And also rainbows,
May I help you?
because it's the Rainbow Factory,
Just
you know,
noticed your erasers needed dusting.
where fear and terrors come true. I will never tire of that.
we hold off on the lesson until after lunch. How about show and tell? Does any pony have any
Parents are coming home to Ponyville today!
Calm yourself.
They don't live here?
Nope. Their jobs are way too important for that.
Also, this is
To
basically
the farm.
the same thing
Dangerous places in
as in the
unknown
as in the
and
book.
fierce creatures. And what they
This is gonna be the longest reaction of my life.
Listen, I'd go with them, but it's too dangerous. Once, my mom had to wing wrestle a wyvern, and my dad got trapped in a chimera's cave for 3 moons. He still has the scars to prove it.
I wonder if that's just
No pony has that kind of job.
yeah, that too. I wonder how much of this is exaggerating. Hello, Crocodile. I'm not gonna use the term irresponsible, but yeah.
Easy there, Marshmallow. Time you were in your crate for your nap.
Also, why do you sound Australian? I know, Crocodile Dundee.
Now, mister.
That is... Those are some designs.
Still think she's making it all up?
Yes, I think.
Every pony, meet my parents! Snap Shutter and Maine Allgood.
Sorry to make such an entrance. Just brought back a few mates from our last adventure.
We couldn't wait another moment to see Scootaloo. I hope we didn't interrupt anything.
No, you just brought a huge-ass crocodile into a class full of children. I'm not even gonna comment on this.
Cry!
Cockatrice, it doesn't help you if you put it in a cage. Its
Come on, Dad.
gaze petrifies, so...
We missed you.
Me too, Mom.
I'm trying not to be...
My letters?
And read them 20 times.
No, I'm not even trying.
Never
Fuck this
forget
shit.
the real thing. It's
Why is there a
so
bugbear in
good
that
to see
cage? That's...
I say we celebrate with ice cream sundaes.
I know, reused
Don't
assets.
have those in the jungle, that's for sure.
Ah, I'm
Why don't
annoyed.
you all come? Our treat.
And Princess Twilight said we're such good friendship tutors, she might even let us teach a class.
Good on you, Scoot.
What an honor.
I can give you a tour of the school if you want. I mean, if you're staying for a while this time.
They are not.
You'll be seeing plenty of us.
Really?
Because we've taken a new job assignment that will let all of us live together.
I can't believe it! That's awesome!
Where's the catch?
Oh, that's good!
You're going to move to a different city.
We never planned to be away for so long in the first place. We just kept discovering things that could help Equestria. And no pony else had the experience to finish our job.
But with all that's happened
Except Daring Do with the main 6.
the
And
destruction of the Tree of Harmony, we decided
how do you know of the destruction of the tree? Why does everyone know this bullshit? Shouldn't this be some sort of
Day of my life.
national...
We'll stay in town for the weekend so you can pack your things.
See, they're moving.
We're all moving to Shire Leica. That's where our new job is.
What?
Yeah.
My friends are in Ponyville.
Yeah,
You can
tough
come
shit.
back and visit them. Or they can take the train to us. There's one every month.
But Scootaloo can't leave. We've been together our whole lives.
Yeah, she's not gonna leave.
It's a big change for every pony, but it'll be a good change. Give it time. You'll see.
The only thing I see is the end of the Cutie Mark Crusaders.
Yeah, I don't see Scoots moving, so I really wonder how they... Or is she moving? That would be a...
And now call our last
That would
ever
be
Cutie
a
Mark Crusader
change
meeting to
for
order.
things.
First item of business.
So all these photos there.
You can't let
Why do they keep that
just 'cause I'm
go-kart racing episode photo there?
keep being CMCs without me. How? There's only 2 of us. Maybe you can find a replacement for we can't. You're the only you.
Or you could try Tender Taps. He kinda looks like her.
Who's gonna ride their scooter ahead of us every
And he can't fly either.
or put on plays with us, or go camping with us, or just hang out with us.
So I'm curious to see if they actually split them up. That would be...
Guess who just got free front row tickets to the Wonderbolt show next week?
The Wonderbolts. Making children cry.
Is not the reaction I was expecting. Thanks for the tickets, Rainbow Dash, but I can't go. Her parents are making her move super far away from Ponyville. What? No way. Scootaloo belongs here. And now
Yeah.
we'll probably never see her again. It's hopeless.
So is this going in the realistic moving on thing?
I cannot believe you're giving up so easily.
But
You're the Cutie Mark Crusaders.
yeah, that is bad advice, Rainbow.
We are pretty good at coming up with ideas.
Yeah, but this is the sort of problem that you as kids can't solve.
Unstoppable. I can't believe we didn't think of it before. It's list time, y'all.
This is a terrible advice and probably going for a
Scootaloo's parents want to move to Shire Lane.
terrible
That's
lesson.
what their job is. What if we get them a job here instead?
That is not how things work.
Dangerous creatures, right? We gotta have some of those around here.
You would have the fucking Everfree Forest.
Dad knows all about those. And cockatrices and bugbears. They only study super rare animals. Then maybe we need to give them an animal no pony's ever heard of.
Oh, please no.
And how would we hear about it? Because we're making it up. Come on.
10 out of 10 plan.
So, you want these tickets, or?
Nah, better sell them on the black market.
This is what I wanted to show you. The tracks of the mysterious Everfree Banshee beast.
A banshee wouldn't leave footprints.
Nothing I've ever seen. Legend says it has 5 claws and 3 wings. And it's
3 wings would be...
get close. If only
3 wings would be very unhelpful.
exists.
Easy enough.
So the higher archangels in Angel Sanctuary had them. And yes, that's a manga reference. I don't even care at this point.
Something this way.
That is a terrible costume. Jeez, it's even worse up close.
So the plan is, we let him get a picture, then we hide again, right? Now the plan is run!
Yeah! Should have thought through this beforehand. Wait,
Guess you solved the mystery.
okay,
Better get back. There's a lot to get
for a
ready
second there I
this
thought I saw Scootaloo flying out of that costume and that kinda had me confused. But apparently, I'm just going insane.
Don't worry,
Which,
Scootaloo. We have a new plan to
that's
get
pretty
to
much the thing
Ponyville.
you would
We
expect at
just
this
gotta
point.
show your parents we're a set of
I'm sorry that this
threats.
commentary
We don't have to let you
fucking
stay here
sucks.
with us.
Also, Discord kinda lives near the town, or is close to the town oftentimes.
Good. Are these yours?
Yeah, thanks, Dad.
Are these photos of the butts of underage children? Because, please don't do that.
With the same cutie mark. The chances of that are so rare. It means we belong together forever.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you
that
don't
part will-
have the same cutie mark.
That's true.
Sure we do. Look.
Well, this part is the same, but the picture inside each of these is different.
That is
I
true.
think it means you'll stay best friends no matter where you go, and that's really special.
But
That is a surprisingly good explanation. Yeah. That is actually a good point. Who is that pony up on the very top? The one that kinda looks like a poodle?
time to take things up a notch. With prune juice? It's a potion I mixed up from Zakura's book.
Oh dear.
It's only one of the ingredients. What's it do?
It brings death.
On this potion, please depend. Any separation, mend. Friends together till the end. We just gotta dab a little on our hooves.
No, don't do that.
Right?
You'll be glued together. into a terrible abomination.
Is something supposed to happen? Is this the something that's supposed to happen?
Yes, it is.
Didn't really say.
Yeah. The description of the spell,
Trying Apple Bloom.
potion made it pretty obvious that this was a terrible idea.
Have to leave Ponyville.
I wonder if they're actually going through with this.
This gave me an even better idea how to keep you here.
You wouldn't know a good idea if it came and bit you in the ass. I can't even English anymore.
Cora about fixing this first.
That too.
We're running out of time. This has to work.
Scootaloo, I know you're having fun with your friends, but we need to get all our things to the station.
We can't miss tomorrow's train. It's the only one for a month.
Then you'll just have to go without me.
Yeah, that is not.
Staying with the CMCs. We are chained to this post, and nothing and no pony is gonna move us.
Yeah.
Better
See,
look.
moving that post isn't too difficult.
We just sold the house, Scoot. I know this is hard to accept, but just...
It's more than hard. It's not fair. You're making me pick between my family and my friends.
Actually, they are not making you pick.
Moving away won't stop you.
It's not really a thing where you have any say in.
Over with Sweetie Belle and Apple Bloom tonight. It'll give you a chance to say a real goodbye.
But I don't want to say goodbye. You're changing my whole life without even asking how I feel.
Ah yes, welcome to the real world. I mean, I guess that is kind of what they are going for. Which is... I'm not sure how I feel about this context of the episode.
To stay with my aunts. You heard my parents. There is another train to Shire Lanko for a month. If I'm not on it, they'll have to go without me.
Yeah.
Then we're coming with ya. Are you sure? I don't want to get you in trouble. Rarity won't be mad. Applejack neither. I bet you do the same thing for her friends.
I'm not sure about that.
We're the best.
They're kind of in a different situation. As in, they aren't exactly kids, so...
Scootaloo, what a nice surprise.
And I've got a surprise for you. You three inspired me to finish my quilt.
Yeah, we have
See?
Tender
It's
Taps,
Cutie
we
Mark
have
Crusader themed.
We love
Silver Spoon Diamond Tiara. I don't know that one. Big Mac, some Cloud, I don't know.
It's still a
Is that
work in
Babs?
progress.
It's not your quilt we're sad about, Auntie Lofty. Mom and Dad are back, and they're making me move to Shire Lanka with them.
Snapping mine a back? They didn't tell me that.
Oh, I think the mail pony delivered your letter to my house.
Good job, Derpy. Destroyer of
I love my family,
worlds.
but I love being with my friends too. I don't want to have to choose.
Well, then why don't your parents just stay in Ponyville?
Their job is too important. That's it. Is this another potion idea? No.
That's another
Those parents
different,
are the only
terrible idea.
ponies in Equestria that can do what they do, right? Right? Well, so are we. Our cutie marks prove it. Yeah. Our job is to help other ponies find their purpose.
Technically speaking, that's not a job.
Ponies can do that. So if my parents split us up, it'd be just as bad as them quitting their jobs.
Mm,
Now, explain that to me.
well,
Oh, you don't have to explain it. They will.
is that supposed... The one thing's supposed to be Pipsqueak?
Little. I just want to show you something before we go.
All right, but let's make it swift. That train won't wait. Sweet Celestia slippers!
What is all this?
Oh hey, Gabby! Terramar!
It's Cutie Mark Crusader Appreciation Day, but we couldn't start without all of them here.
Yeah, that's kind of a shitty move, guys. Just say. There will be a lot to talk about in this episode, after this episode.
Others find their true purpose. It's a job only they can do, and only together.
That sounds familiar.
In honor of all they have done and continue to do for the ponies of this town, I would like to present the Cutie Mark Crusaders with a three-handled key to the city.
Three-handled. He even got the Wonder Bowls. Nice.
A full Wonderbolt salute.
Oh, I'm not sure you know just how important.
Ah, Featherbanks.
are, little brother.
But you're about to find
Twist
out.
Babs. Holy shit.
CMCs use their free time to set up a camp to help us blank flanks find our cutie mark.
Oh, they all got their
The
marks.
Cutie Mark Crusaders see the best in every pony, even when that pony can't see it in themselves.
That is
Well, I'll be a three-tailed bandicoot. I had no
pretty,
idea how important
pretty nice bringing all this, tying all this back together.
Way more than just a club. The CMCs have made a difference for every pony here.
And not just ponies. They help every creature.
Whether it's encouraging others to discover their special talent,
Tenataps.
Or inspiring them to do what's in their heart.
these
Nice.
three sillies offer the town something.
It's nice that they bring this all together. Still, we'll need to talk. Sorry about that.
No way! After all that, you're
Oh,
still
Trouble
gonna
Shoes.
make her leave?
We just
Hadn't
want
seen
what's
him.
best for Scootaloo, and until now, we thought we knew what that was.
Turns out, you're just like us, Scoot. You have an important job that only you can do. You love it, and it helps all of Equestria.
Why does that one pony have a
Sometimes
huge ass
someone's
afro?
Missing out on other things you love, like
I think
watching our
we've seen him
daughter grow into
before.
a pony we're very proud of.
Which is a long way to say, Scoot, if you want to stay, we understand.
Yeah.
Oh, sweetie, I'm just sorry we didn't realize it sooner.
Our work is our life's purpose. We could never quit, so there's no way we can ask you to do the same.
Maybe you should have thought of that before you sold the house.
Yeah.
Don't tease my brother. We already have a solution worked out.
Since the CMCs make Ponyville such a nice place, we've decided to move here.
You can live with us.
Okay.
If you'd like.
That would be amazing! Will you still come and visit?
Oh dear. Zipper will.
The bugbears couldn't keep us away.
You get to stay here! You get to stay here! You get to stay here! You are staying here, right?
No, now she's moving away.
Kidding! CMC's forever!
All right. Well, this was an episode, and yeah, we will have a lot to talk about this here. Doing this without rewatching the episode, I'll just voice my complaints. First of all, really sorry for the crappy reaction, but there is just so much that bugs me about this episode, and I need to talk about this. Okay, so first of all, they actually introduced the aunts, which, first of all, okay, good, why not? I think that is a pretty unexpected move, to say the least, to introduce a same-sex couple in a mainstream television show for kids, and I can already smell the outrage over in the US. That's gonna be delicious. But yeah, I was kind of worried about them being introduced, seeing how. Well, first off, let's start at the beginning. This is a complete train wreck. Honestly, no. If you skip the intro, you might want to watch it now, real quick. What I was saying is that the parents are pretty much did a pretty shitty job by being away all the time, not being encouraging of Scootaloo, most likely not knowing the ponies she's hanging out with, etc., being negligent at best, abusive at worst. Now that is something we can probably rule out as of this episode, but yeah. Overall, I thought and I still think that her parents are kinda garbage people. And I still think that to some degree, but we'll come about this later. And yeah, when I first read about the lesbian aunts thing, I was kind of worried that by introducing them instead of parents, that would be a problem that you have this couple, and how do you portray them? You portray them as shitty parents, which would be a really fucking bad message, which probably not intended. But yeah, Scootaloo never had anyone to encourage her, as we know from parental guidance. No one of her family was there when she got her cutie mark in Crusaders of the Lost Mark, and no one was there when she tried to kill herself in the washout. So yeah, not exactly a good precedent. Now, the aunts are apparently living somewhat outside. Okay, so maybe she didn't spend that much time with them. Though it's still kind of weird. Skedaddle apparently lives in Ponyville, and he managed to just walk over to the aunt's house, so it's probably not that far away, but then again, distances in Equestria are oftentimes weird and make no goddamn sense, so whatever. I'll just accept that they live somewhere far out and Skedaddle just happened to be in the area because plot convenience, I don't care. So yeah, they are not that much to blame here. Still leaves the issue with the parents. Yeah, the parents are still shitty people. No one was there at the CMC's quinceañera. Okay, the aunts live outside. Okay, so that's why they weren't there. Why weren't the parents there? We A, have the parents were there and didn't care. B, Scootaloo was left alone, which is, yeah, I'm not even gonna comment on that option. Or C, she was in the care of her aunts, but traveled half the way across the planet to Ponyville for her usual shenanigans. Which is the thing, we usually see Scoots in Ponyville, which implies that she is living with someone who's in Ponyville, or at least nearby enough. Yes, I know this is all coming because of retcons, and that is why this is not the best retcon to do, not at this point in the show. It's just too long, you have too many episodes that more or less contradict this or cause more problems, and fuck, whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna accept that at least the portrayal of the aunts was better than it could have been. I was kinda worried about that, but at least they didn't fuck that up. Now for the parents. Why is Scoot so excited about them? Oh hey, they're finally coming home, these people who never encouraged me to do anything. Great, I can't wait for them. First thing they do is lead a huge-ass crocodile or alligator or whatever into the fucking schoolhouse that is filled with children. Good job. And they wait until that thing has crushed a table, at which a filly was sitting just minutes ago, and was threatening the students and staff before finally showing up in a huge action scene. Yes, I know what is done for dramatic effect, but I'm sorry, I'm pretty hard on these characters, and fuck these guys. Seriously, no. Don't, screw you. So yeah, these fucks are already making a great first impression. Please, move on. Then we go into the whole meat of the episode. Scootaloo's parents are moving away. Who could have seen that coming? Absolutely everyone with 2 brain cells to rub together. Great. So we go with that old cliche plot. And now I was wondering, where were they going? Were they going with the, well, realistic approach of, well, that's the kind of shit that happens when you're a kid, or that can happen to you when you're a kid. Parents moving to another place because of job-related things, got a job at a different place, have to move somewhere else. Well, yeah, okay, that means as a kid, you're screwed. You have to move. You don't want it, but tough shit. It's gonna happen. You can't change that. So I was going for, well, I wouldn't be happy if they did that, because, well, it's kind of shitty for the characters, and yeah, but it would be something very final, but it would probably be a good lesson for the kids? I don't know. It would have been a more realistic approach. No, they are going for the usual shenanigans of the kids, doing nonsense trying to get the parents to stay, which always ends in disaster. Rainbow Dash even encourages them to do that. Good job, Rainbow. Please, everyone is being shit in this episode. And in this case, it even actually fucking works, which is the biggest crap even. Fuck. What kind of lesson is this for the kids? Are you really fucking serious right now? You know that this is not how it works in real life. And yeah, I know that the show about magical talking horses is obviously not very realistic. Shock of all shocks. But usually they try to do some proper lessons for the kids, because at the end of the day it's a kids show. And they try to have somewhat relatable and proper lessons for the kids, and most of the time the show succeeds. Most of the time they have some pretty valid lessons and good lessons for the most part. There's some is hit and miss, but for the most part the lessons are okay. Now this episode has a terrible lesson. It is something that would not work in real life because at the end of the day, yeah, you have your friends and your club and all your shenanigans in your town, and that's great and all, but your parents bring home the money, they pay the bills and all that, and like it or not, if they have to move for job-related reasons, they have to move. And there is nothing you can do. At the end of the day, in real life, the kid will have to move. Sucks, but that's how it goes. So I think the lesson is really, really bad. And then the aunts are in it and the entire freaking town is in it. And are you really shitting me right now? The entire town is trying to coax, blackmail, whatever you want to call it, the parents to just say, yeah, okay, fuck it, we're staying here. Let's be unemployed here in Ponyville for petty reasons. Which, no. That is a terrible lesson. It is stupid and it doesn't work. Like, no. Yeah, I know, the CMCs, they kinda have their destiny thing going on, and of course the CMC are kind of important to the everything, and they shouldn't be split up, yes. And that is why you should have never brought up this stupid plot point of splitting them up. That is just a terrible idea. It could have done this with every other character and have them actually move away, and being this a lesson about, yeah, well, sometimes you have to move on, but this doesn't mean friendship is ended and blah blah blah, the usual nonsense you get in kids shows. That would have been better, but no, they go for this. And really, what are they gonna do? They are trying to move their job to a different place? That is pretty unlikely. They are not exactly working in an office 9 to 5, and so they can't just say, hey, can we please work in this office that is closer to home? Can sometimes do that in a bigger company. No, they are actually doing crap that has to do monster hunting and all that shit. So they have to be where the shenanigans is all, they have to be where the wild creatures are. Whatever. So you can't study things in nature if you are not where the things are. I mean, you can, but that's making things more difficult. And there is no, what I'm trying to say is that there is no fucking way that they could just move to Ponyville and work there. Well, let's ignore the fact that there's the Everfree Forest, which allegedly sometimes houses the most dangerous and most deadly creatures and the most rarest and all that shit. But yeah, we never know. Sometimes it's a lovely place where tourists just end up to look at a museum for the Tree of Harmony, the location of which is known to absolutely every pony, but sometimes it's super dangerous. You never know with that place. Balls to that. So, yeah, finally, let's talk about the parents themselves. Yeah, it's the usual old tired trope. Oh yes, we now have more time for you. Also, you have to move to a different place, and we never asked you because we have to be shitty. And I mean, okay, for them it's actually par for the course. They are pretty shitty, and yeah, so I expected nothing less of them. I do not understand why Scoots is so excited for them. They really, from all we've seen so far and from what they said, especially parental guidance, they don't seem to be all that great parents. Not there very often. When they are there, apparently not very good. I don't know. It bothers me that it kinda contradicts and or retcons things that have happened in the past. Oh well, it doesn't really retcon them, it just doesn't really fit in the continuity, which this bothers me. It really bothers me if you couldn't tell. I don't know. I have a lot of issues with the episode, but honestly, I think it's an episode that I will probably never like. However, I am, for now, not really capable of judging this episode properly. There is so much that bothers me about it, that I don't even know. I would have to rewatch the episode to really see if, first of all, rewatch it to see if there was anything good in it. I mean, we had pretty much all these characters that CMC helped in the background, and they're having them make an appearance again. That's pretty neat, but the reason why they were there is very questionable. So, yeah, I would have to rewatch the episode to properly judge it, but I don't think that I am going to like it very much. Yeah. As I said, I'm sorry, this is a complete and utter train wreck of a reaction and commentary, but I'm sorry, this episode really rubs me the wrong way. I went into it expecting not a lot, and somehow it even got me more pissed off by the moment. Also, I think this is gonna be my first video that is gonna get the age restriction crap on YouTube, because I think I'm swearing quite a bit. But that's just it, I am really annoyed. So, once again, sorry for this terrible video. Here are links to my social bullshit and Patreon and DeviantArt and Twitter and all that crap. It's also in the description, but yeah, whatever. I am just going to call it quits. As always, I have been Stratagem. Thanks for watching, especially if you watched everything. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm sorry. And yeah, see you next time.